75% of older people don't live past 75, mistakes that reduce life expectancy. 75% of older people don't live past 75, a shocking and heartbreaking number. According to research by the World Health Organization, WHO, the average life expectancy of people around the world is decreasing, and the main reason is lifestyle mistakes. Unhealthy habits such as poor diet, lack of exercise and prolonged stress are the factors that cause rapid decline in life expectancy, pushing older people closer to death. In this video, we will explore these factors and how to change our habits to prolong life. As we age, we all want to live a healthy and happy life, not only long but also full of joy. As a nutritionist and geriatrician, I believe that holistic healthcare is not only a part of medicine but also a journey of self-love. According to a study from the World Health Organization, WHO, maintaining physical and mental health will help improve the quality of life and reduce the risk of dangerous diseases in old age. One of the first factors I want to mention is regular health check. UPS. This is extremely important because many diseases, especially chronic diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure or cardiovascular diseases, do not have obvious symptoms until they have developed seriously. Regular checkups help detect early and treat promptly, helping to prolong life and quality of life. In addition, maintaining a daily exercise routine also plays an equally important role. Gentle physical activities such as walking, yoga or Tai Chi not only help improve cardiovascular health but also help increase flexibility and suppleness for the body. According to research from Harvard Medical School, regular exercise can help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke in the elderly, while improving mental health, helping to reduce stress and depression. A reasonable diet is an indispensable factor to maintain health. Medical studies show that a balanced diet, limiting foods high in fat, sugar and salt is the best way to prevent diseases such as obesity, cardiovascular disease and diabetes. In addition, drinking enough water every day will help the body maintain its activities and detoxify effectively. You should also pay attention to controlling the amount of food, because the digestive system of the elderly may no longer work as effectively as before. Eating just enough, not too much, will help reduce the burden on the stomach and prevent digestive problems. Finally, sleep is an indispensable part of maintaining long-term health. Good quality sleep helps the body recover, regenerate energy and maintain alertness throughout the day. Studies show that older people who lack sleep are more likely to experience serious health problems such as memory loss, depression and cardiovascular disease. Therefore, maintain a regular sleep schedule and create a quiet, relaxing sleeping space before going to bed, such as reading a book or listening to soft music, to have a deep and complete sleep. Old age is not just a passing of time, but a wonderful journey to live healthy, happy and fulfilled. Small changes in your daily routine can help you feel a clear difference in your health and spirit, helping you enjoy the precious years of your life. You must have noticed that one of the important factors to live healthy and happy in old age is to maintain a healthy and safe lifestyle. It is not only about taking care of your physical health but also about protecting your independence and autonomy in life, helping us not only live longer but also live healthy and fully. But how can we protect ourselves and maintain good habits in an increasingly changing world? It is about creating a lifestyle that is not only physically healthy but also safe in all aspects. Together, we will explore these and find out how to live healthy, safe, and not become a burden to our families. When you get older, maintaining independence and self-reliance is extremely important to have a free and happy life. I remember a story about Mrs. Linda, a 72-year-old woman who lives independently and takes care of herself even though she is no longer young. She started accumulating finances from her young years, always having a smart savings and investment plan. Thanks to that, when she is old, she does not have to worry about finances and can freely enjoy life without depending on her children. She always encourages her friends and relatives to focus on saving early so that they can live independently when they are old, not becoming a burden to their children. Mrs. Linda also focuses on maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Every morning, she often walks around the park, practices light yoga and eats properly to maintain her health. Her story is a clear demonstration that financial and health independence helps improve the quality of life in old age. Another example is Mr. Robert, 68, who always takes care of himself so as not to affect the health of his heart and joints. Mr. Robert used to be an office worker and had some cardiovascular problems due to overwork. After retiring, he changed his lifestyle. He exercises regularly, eats properly, and especially avoids habits that put pressure on his heart. He once shared, "When I was young, I focused too much on work, but now I realize that health is the most precious thing. Mr. Robert is also very careful in his daily activities, avoids walking in the dark, and always pays attention to arranging his living space to be safe, minimizing the risk of falling. Mr. Robert also shared an important thing he learned through his years of healthy living. Health and longevity do not depend only on luck, but are the result of lifestyle. Be careful with bad habits. Live consciously so you don't have to regret later. Finally, avoiding wasteful consumption and spending wisely are also part of a safe lifestyle. We do not need to spend excessively, but we should not be so frugal that we miss out on the joys and comforts of life. Remember, health and safety are not just about avoiding illness, but also about how we live intelligently and responsibly for ourselves and our families. Maintaining relationships and keeping a positive mental life are important factors in living a healthy and happy old age. This not only helps us live a happy, healthy life, but also contributes to reducing stress and anxiety in our old age. One story I would like to share is that of Mary, a 75-year-old American woman who lives independently but is always full of energy and optimism. Mary never regrets the past, but always enjoys every moment with family and friends. My family and friends are my biggest source of encouragement. Happy conversations and simple meals with loved ones have helped me feel that life is complete, she said. Good relationships with people around me, from children to neighbors, help Mary create a friendly and loving living environment. She not only maintains family relationships but also keeps in close contact with old friends and neighbors. This has brought her not only warmth but also a great source of motivation, helping her always feel that she has a solid spiritual support. These relationships help us avoid the feeling of loneliness, which many seniors face. Conversations, sharing daily stories, or simply a warm hug can relieve a lot of sadness and anxiety in life. And for Mary, maintaining those relationships is the secret to helping her always maintain an optimistic spirit and a happy heart. Surely you also realize that living without being alone but with loved ones around will bring a lot of joy, helping us overcome difficulties in life. Not only focusing on social relationships, Mary also pays special attention to maintaining an optimistic spirit and controlling negative emotions. Feelings of anxiety, stress, or regretting the past can all have a negative impact on health. Life has ups and downs, but I always try to keep my mind calm. Every morning, I spend time meditating to relax my mind and help me start the day with peace, she shared. Meditation is one of the methods that helps Mary reduce stress and keep her in a stable mood. In addition, she also participates in community activities, meets friends, and participates in gentle yoga sessions. All of these activities not only help her maintain physical health but also give her a clear and energetic mind. We can all learn from Mary and start practicing these habits today. Meditation, yoga, and joining community groups are great ways to keep your mind positive and away from unnecessary stress and anxiety. Another important factor that Mary always emphasizes is not comparing yourself to others. Every day is a new opportunity to feel gratitude, to appreciate what you have, not to live up to someone else's model, she shared. Mary has lived her whole life by this principle and always feels satisfied with what she has. Not comparing herself to others helps her not to face feelings of disappointment or jealousy. Instead, she is always grateful for her current life and focuses on the good things around her. This is also a valuable lesson that we can apply in our daily lives. When there is no pressure from comparison, we will feel comfortable and happy with ourselves, which not only helps maintain a positive mentality but is also an important factor in helping us live a long and healthy life. It can be said that Mary is an ideal role model for those who want to maintain a healthy and happy life when they are old. It is her close relationships, healthy mental habits, and positive attitude that have helped her live a full and meaningful life. This shows that not only physical health, but also mental health plays an extremely important role in keeping us healthy and happy for the rest of our lives. As we age, it is not only important to be healthy or physically fit, but also to create a meaningful, full, and fulfilling life. One of the key factors that helps the elderly maintain stability and a sense of security is to maintain their home. The home is not only a place to live but also a place that holds countless memories, from the days of raising children to moments of family gatherings. Therefore, maintaining an old house can bring a sense of familiarity, helping the elderly avoid feelings of loneliness and insecurity. In a study of older adults, experts found that a familiar living environment helps them stay mentally sharp and reduces anxiety. Some older adults even consider their home to be a part of themselves, and leaving it can make them feel lost, like losing themselves. However, there may be times when it is necessary to consider moving into a nursing home, but this should only happen when absolutely necessary. Moving into a nursing home is not always the best option, as it can bring about feelings of loneliness and isolation. Older adults often feel confused and emotionally deprived when living in an unfamiliar environment. Instead, if possible, families should try to create a harmonious living environment where older adults can still maintain independence, communication, and daily activities. However, when special medical care is needed, a nursing home can be a reasonable choice, but it is important to ensure that they still feel loved and cared for. Marriage is also an issue that needs to be carefully considered when getting older. Many people who have lost their spouse tend to seek another companion to dispel the feeling of loneliness. However, remarriage at an advanced age can bring many difficulties, not only financially but also in terms of harmony in life. Living with another person can create pressure in raising children, or sometimes stress when facing differences in lifestyle. Moreover, in many cases, older people can feel confused when having to get used to a new relationship, which sometimes makes them feel more stressed than happy. A story I heard from Uncle Michael, a 72-year-old man, said, "After my wife passed away, I thought a lot about remarrying, but then I realized that not everyone can replace what I had with my ex-wife. I chose to live alone and find joy in social and family activities. This helped me feel much more peaceful." From Uncle Michael's story, we can see that sometimes, not rushing to remarry when lonely is a wise decision to maintain stability in life and psychology. For yourself, facing old age calmly is very important. Old people often worry about life, fear death, or feel regretful about the past years. However, not clinging to life too much, not fearing death but learning to face it calmly is a factor that helps the elderly live happier and healthier. A friend of mine, Mrs. Linda, 80 years old, shared, "I am not afraid of death. I am just afraid of living without meaning. Every day, I find ways to do useful things. I still learn and try new hobbies. This makes me feel that old age is very rich." What Mrs. Linda said is very true. When we learn to forgive and not force our children to take care of us constantly, we will reduce the burden on our family and feel more free in our own lives. In addition, maintaining passion, continuing to learn and explore new interests is the way to make old age an interesting and meaningful journey. Therefore, orienting life when old is not only about taking care of physical health but also about preparing mentally, building healthy relationships and maintaining independence. Remember, old age is not the end, but a new chapter full of promise, as long as we know how to live, know how to build a meaningful life and appreciate what we have. Health and optimism are really the two most important factors for a happy old age. As we age, our bodies are no longer as flexible as before, but our spirit and attitude can help us overcome all difficulties and enjoy life more fully. A friend of mine, John, shared an interesting story. "Every morning when I wake up, I spend a few minutes sitting still, feeling my breath and being grateful for being alive. I am no longer in a hurry, no longer worried about things I cannot control. I learn to slow down, and I feel free." Slowing down does not mean ignoring important things, but taking time to enjoy the small joys in life. It could be sitting by the window drinking a cup of tea, walking in the park and feeling the fresh air, or simply chatting with loved ones. These seemingly simple things can bring great joy and help our souls be at peace. When we cherish every moment with family, friends, and loved ones, life becomes much more meaningful. As Elizabeth, a 75-year-old woman I know, said, "Old age gives me the opportunity to look back and appreciate what I have. I don't need much, just a cozy meal with my children, a quiet afternoon with friends. Those are precious moments that make me feel truly happy." Learn to slow down, enjoy the simple things in life, and be grateful for every moment with your loved ones. That is the key to not only living long, but also living happily and healthfully.